really like filming trains, but you think your videos are bad and they don't compare up to everyone else's videos. Well, look no further than this video. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to get great shots when train spotting or train chasing, and just explain generally how to do it. Let's go. Before we start the video, I'd just like to specify that this video is aimed at beginners or amateurs or people who just do it as a hobby and don't have professional cameras and all this professional stuff. They just want to have good photos of trains. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the first step. So as step 1, I put down points of interest, and you may ask, what has this got to do with getting a good shot? Well, it puts your shot apart from other people's shots and makes your shot nice and interesting to look at. If you just have a train on a track with grass, that's not interesting, is it? But here, as shown in this shot, I've got the historic Kyneton Station building, as well as a steam locomotive in the shot with our 7-Eleven providing the steam locomotive for this. Now, these points of interest could just be a bridge or a small creek in the corner or a level crossing or something to set it apart. And you can see this turned out pretty nice as I had the two generations side by side. Now, that's my first step. Just include something interesting to set your shot apart from others. Now, step 2, I've put down perspective and angle. Now, this is maybe, how can I describe it? It's what level you're seeing it from, what height, what angle you're seeing it from. So you could be down low, or up high, or at head height. Depends on the type of shot you want. Now, with trains, I like doing it down low, as this gives the train in the shot an imposing, tall look. Whereas if you have above the train or at level with the train, it doesn't look as imposing and as central in the shot. So if you have it down low, it looks tall and big and imposing. So now, you don't have to do low angles, and you don't always do low angles, but low angles I found turn out the best for me. Sometimes from a bridge you can get a nice high angle, and that's really nice, but if it's just a generic on-platform shot or something like that, maybe down low, try that out. If that doesn't work for you, look around, see what perspective looks good, what makes the shot interesting, what makes it immersive, what makes the train look big and imposing and like it's the central part of the shot. Just think about that. Now this one is just about doing a bit of research before you go out train spotting, so you know where the good locations are, when the train might whistle, when the train might go slow, when the train might go fast, when will the train be working hard, etc, etc. So you can just use Google Maps or something to do this. It doesn't have to be anything like professional or anything. You can just look on Google Maps, or maybe even just look at some other people's footage and see how they did it, where they did it. So yeah, knowing the line can be really helpful in getting good shots. Also, knowing the scenery around the line is also very helpful in getting good and quality shots that are interesting. Anyway, that's step 3. Now, this is my final point, and just go out and practice on some trains. Like, I do a lot of practicing on metro trains near my line, and I just go out and film them, try different angles, and it's not the end of the world if it turns out as a bad shot, because there's another train in like 20 minutes. So it can be really nice to just practice on frequent or unimportant trains so you know what you're doing and you know how to get a good shot and what that good shot could look like. And then if you want to go out and chase a steam rail special or ETC, maybe a 707 operations or a special transfer move with something, you know what a good shot might look like, if you get what I mean. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope this made sense for first, and I also hope that this will help some of the beginner train spotters get nicer shots. Now, I don't claim that I've mentioned everything here. I'm just mentioning the starter things that you want to do to get a decent shot. And if you want me to go into more detail, tell me in the comments and I might do a part 2. Anyway guys, yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good day. And yeah, see ya.